If there's one thing about Sodor, is that the engines care about their work, their dedication, and each other. But one such occurrence would happen one November night. A night Sodor wouldn't soon forget.
An island filled with promise, disgusting things. I'll put all of them in their place, literally.
It was a cold November day on Sodor. The engines were readying themselves for a busy winter stretch into the holidays. It was cold, but confidently the engines were ready to be really useful once again. That's 5 loads of coal you've had today, Gordon. I am a very important engine, little James. Engines like me need plenty of coal. Stop being a stick in the mud. The holiday season will be here before you know it, and...
Will you two stop arguing? It's not the place to be lazing around.
Dearie me, Emily. You do look tired.
See you later. I'm going to the sheds.
Let me help you, Emily. You may need to go to the works.
I am fine, thank you, Henry.
But Emily, it could be serious.
You worry too much, Henry. I'll be all right.
But Henry was right. As Emily made her way to the intersection, the very one that she rescued Oliver on her first day many years ago, she slowed to a stop right in the middle of the intersection, blocking the other track. Emily was starting to feel tired.
Just a bit further, the sheds are not far now.
But then, she could hear an engine approaching. It was Derek who was pulling a small goods train. Derek saw this and tried to apply his brakes.
Cinders and ashes!
Got you! Emily was pushed out of the way just in time. Hope you're right back there, Emily. Emily was surprised to see who had rescued her. It was Ryan. Hello, Emily. You do feel ill. I'll take you to the steamworks. They will check you over before you can get back to the sheds.
Thank you, Ryan. Too kind.
Anything for an engine in need. I was in the yards close by, overhearing what was said. Oh, damn. Henry might... Wait. No. He'll say nothing. Taking a page out of my playbook, Brandon. Diesel can it! It sounded concerning. Okay. I was only pulling your wheels. The old me would have spread rumors about this, and you would have been found out like what you did with Duck those many years ago. Diesel saying no more, oiled away, not realizing the danger that was about to happen. At the steamworks, meanwhile, Emily was being looked at. Her rods were oiled, brass polished, and her firebox being cleansed of any ashes and debris. Emily then noticed something else. Ryan was in front of her. You didn't look too good back there. Had you been there longer, it could have been worse. Then you and Derek would have been in the works, for Audrey knows how long.
Thank you once again, Ryan. I don't know how to make it up to you.
Trust me, Emily. It'll happen. See you in the morning. Ryan dozed off to sleep. Emily thinking of Ryan's brave effort. Ryan was right. Derek colliding with her potentially would have had serious implications. The next morning at the sheds, Mr. Toppenhead was concerned. Where is Emily? Friendly Emerald Emily! Sir, you're speaking in song form, not speaking form. Oh yes, right, sorry. But seriously, Emily didn't return to the sheds. Last I checked, she was at the steamworks being looked at, and now she's, well... What do you mean, sir? That she's missing? No, but she should not be too far. Go and see if you can find her. We cannot afford to have one of our own missing at this time of the year.
That can be arranged.
As the engines went about their day's work, they could not help but notice things were getting, well, different. That's odd. The clouds are starting to get dark. Drivers said the forecast was supposed to be much different than this. Suddenly it happened. A flash of lightning struck, followed by a mysterious engine that appeared in front of Toby. The engine was menacing, a big grin across her face, and had no business messing with the tram engine. Now who are you?
Your worst nightmare.
Oh no, Toby! What happened? Toby! Can you hear me? Wait a minute. You just looked like me. Or are you a sister I never knew about?
Silence! Your fate will be sealed.
Back away from my friends!
Or else, what are you gonna do? Cry to your precious controller?
Didn't even think about it! Good job, Dunny! That takes care of her for now. But, oh dear, Toby is just a statue. Mira's powers seem to emulate just like the legendary Medusa. Brandon, we don't need any tall tales from you. Brandon is right. Medusa is a legend of an ancient goddess long ago. The legend says, whenever one stares into her eyes, they turn into stone. I'm afraid that's what happened to Toby. They will teach that lassie a thing or two. Aye, Donny, that engine may be powerful, but united, we can stop that ghoul. You're lucky Gordon isn't here. He encountered the half-engine. That thank Audrey that he was spared. Well, the more we stand here, the more likely we won't be spared by Mira's trickery. Let's plan to deal with her once and for all. As we all headed to our respective jobs, Sir Tom had heard about Toby. He was deeply concerned. Mira is no joke. In no way I will allow anyone else being turned into stone like that. When I find that Mira, I will... Excuse me, sir. Are you threatening to slap her silly? No, not exactly. More like a telling off than anything else.
That was merely a test. Now with the tram out of the way, that leaves me plenty of time to plan my next phase of action.
Back at the sheds, everyone was wondering about Mira and what her next move might be. At this rate, we'll have to keep on guard. I hate to bring up the subject, but where's Emily? She should have been, well, out of the works by now. Last I saw her, she was having a great conversation with Ryan at the works, and at that moment, Henry puffed sadly away. Henry, wait, come back! Was there something I said? Duck, in case you were not aware, Henry and Emily have been happily married for many, many years. My driver told me Ryan saved Emily from a nasty accident with Derek. Lately, the Hardwick line hasn't been too busy with the winter season approaching. However, I recommend we don't jump to conclusions and give Henry his space. They haven't been together in quite some time. Henry was alone in his forest. He wished Emily was there. Yes, time had passed, but then Henry sensed betrayal. Is Emily cheating on me? I hope not. No, it can't be true. Maybe Emily is being looked over for other damage. I mustn't be so hard on myself. Back at the sheds, Thomas voiced concern for Henry, and Edward, who had known Thomas for a very long time, could understand. Thomas? Yes, Edward? I've heard of Mira and her backstory all too well. The other engines were surprised at this. So now you tell us at the time when we need to know about this engine who looks like me? Calm down, everyone. Edward will explain everything. And Edward began his explanation. Although I had little interaction with Mira, I was aware that she was an engine that would be devious and cunning to get things done her way, much to the annoyance of the workmen. Eventually, Mira was sent away, but not leaving behind a warning. What did Mira do? She turned a historian into stone. Fortunately, the curse was reversed thanks to Lady and... Wait a minute! Lady could help us in our fight against Mira! It's our only chance to save the island at Christmas for sure! It's worth consulting with Edward. You're right, Thomas, but even though it worked on the historian with engines, it will take much more than a spell reversal to save Toby and the whole island from Mira's imminent destruction. The engines all agreed and began their plan to defeat Mira for good. Meanwhile, Emily and Ryan were having a splendid time on the Hardwick branch line. That was until Ryan spoke up. How is Henry going to feel about all this?
Nonsense, Henry never is the jealous type. We're just friends after all.
I know, Emily. I usually don't get a chance to explore the line, at least the parts of the island I haven't been to.
Nonsense, Sir Topham Hatt will give you the chance someday. I just know it.
Ryan smiled, and though he didn't want to admit it, he thought that his wish may not be granted anytime soon. Meanwhile, the other engines were trying to find Lady, but they couldn't locate the magic buffers in the frigid cold. That's when I spoke up. Lady told me during the winter the buffers are dormant. So we can't access them? Oh, that's just great. We're scrap. Wait a minute. I hear something. Puffing through the buffers was Lady. She did look concerned. Lady, thank goodness we found you. We have a situation. There's an engine called Mira, and Toby is turned into stone as a result of her...
Say no more, Thomas. I am well aware of Mira and her origins all too well.
Then how do we stop her? I say we banish her to the shallow realm. James, really? It's getting old. And besides, this is not the time for jokes. I was right. At that moment, Mira showed up, sinister than ever and ready to pounce at an instant. Mira, unfreeze Toby and whoever you got at once. or we will do so by force.
I am the only one that can reverse the effects of them being statues. Without me, you won't get your friends back.
Mira, you were jealous because of various reasons, and one of them was because you were being ever so sly and devious. That is not the Northwestern way. Nor is it the Great Western way, peasant.
Your insults are pointless and wasting my time. Before long, I will be the only one standing and will finally have my revenge for the treatment I was given by that fat controller.
His name is Sir Topham Hatt to you, peasant. Let's give her a good whipping. I agree, Dunny. Back to the Stone Age she goes. Now that's too rich, you both. Let's just stop this engine before she turns more of us into stone. As the engines were battling Mira, Henry meanwhile was looking for Emily, fearing that their marriage was in jeopardy. Henry raced across the island. Despite the cold, his firelight shone brightly. Hurry, hurry, hurry! But then the weather got colder and colder, and suddenly he ran out of coal. His water injector failed, and Henry was stranded on the main line. Oh great, that's the last thing I was wanting to happen. The wind got colder and colder. Snow started to fall from the heavens. You won't go nowhere now, Mira. The game is up.
I have more tricks up my buffers, you know.
Get the back, I got the front, Dougie. No, Donny, I will. No, I will. No, I will. Can we not argue and send this vile engine to Railgate? That's the problem, Gordon. How can we unless... James, if you think we're going to... No, my dear Ginger Jesus. That would be impossible at this point. Well, what is your non-impossible situation? I'll need to borrow some gold dust, lady, to get to where I need to get to. To the Magic Railroad? No way. Thomas, I'm not going there. But it will be needed for Brandon once it happens. Once what happens? The end of the world as we knew it?
Here you go, James. Take great care. Be back very soon.
Yes, lady. I'll be back in a flash. Meanwhile, Henry was cold and lonely. He wished he was back in the safety of his nice warm shed. Emily was getting worried. Lady could sense this and thought of an idea.
I have never done this before, but here it goes.
Lady, what are you doing? I know what she is doing. And indeed, Edward was right. All of a sudden, magic gold dust surrounded both Henry and Emily. They were being transformed. What happened? Where is everyone? Oh my God!
Henry, is that you? Wait, why do I?
What happened to us?
I think Lady sensed we were worried about our paths we took in recent time.
I thought you and Ryan were...
Goodness, no, Henry, I would never cheat on a handsome engine or person as you.
Likewise, my dear Emily. There you are. Now let's get back to... Wait a minute. Hey, get off the line! Wait, James! It's me and Emily! After both explained to James, the red engine was very surprised. Wow, that's amazing. Quickly, I have enough gold dust to get back to the others.
Don't all of you get it? I can't be stopped. And never will be.
James, you're back, but seriously, what does that thing have to do with Brandon? Once we combine, we should have enough energy to defeat Mira. Combine? We're not Transformers, Brandon! No, Gordon, I get what Brandon is saying. Okay. Then, how do we combine in this situation, Brandon? Buffer up behind me. Once we unite with the Railgun, I will channel all my magic into it. The results should have Mira defeated. By the way, where's Henry and Emily? Were they... Hello, guys. I could not miss out. What's this about Emily and Henry? They're married, of course. Did you know, Ryan? I didn't, but where did you say they were? The Magic Railroad looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yes, my dear Henry.
Let this be our shining time together. You mean to tell me?
Yes, Ryan.
But I don't understand. I didn't mean to cause any confusion or delay. It's okay, Ryan. But James is putting a whale of a fight against Mira.
Hello, dear brother.
Hello, Mira, you traitor. Out to her! Right behind you! What are we doing? Let's stop her! As the fight raged on, all the engines threw everything at Mira. Literally and figuratively, of course. Meanwhile, back on the Magic Railroad. Well, that was fun, Emily. Well, I'm glad to be back to normal.
As am I, Henry. Now let's go back and help our friends.
The longer the fight raged, the colder it got. Soon, almost every engine, coach, and truck were standing statues. even Sir Topham Hatt was affected. It was just between Mira and the Steam Team to save the world or have it destroyed by greed, vengeance, and mutiny. It's no good, we're doomed as is! Over my dead body, we tried everything we could. We exhausted all the tools in the toolbox, but we haven't even laid a scratch on Mira. My best guess is Mira wants to tire us until she has all her power to turn all of us into personal statues in her collection. We don't have time to argue. We must stop Mira now.
Edward is right, but not everyone has returned yet.
I suggest we do all we can till Henry and Emily return. We have done all we can. Why can't we use the blasted railgun James brought? I agree with you, Donny. We can't let that go to waste now. Donald and Douglas, I appreciate your concern, I appreciate your honesty, and I appreciate your passion. But right now, we have an engine of harmful intentions we must contain. Sorry, Brandon. Yeah, sorry, lad. Now, Mira, I will give you one last chance to surrender, or you will be defeated.
My power increases by the second you see. Almost all of the world is in total darkness. Time stopping, and everything and everyone becoming statues. Wonderful additions to my collection.
Well, you asked for it. I closed my eyes, praying for all to unite. I prayed to the heavens that the NWR, the world, the universe would be saved from Mira's wrath. And I prayed to the Holy Spirit that we would all be spared in the end. Then, I see something. Henry, you have arrived. So has Emily. Now we can end this hopefully. Okay, everyone. Unite as one. Combine!
Oh, a railgun. Please, that won't get in my way.
Brandon, you know what to do. For Sodor! Oh no, the power is too strong! Don't give in, Percy. Mira may be strong, but we're stronger. Give it all you got. The Sudrian engines gave it all they got until we won't be turned to stone. We won't give into the darkness. We will save the world. We will shine the light. We shall overcome!
Damn you all!
Look, everything is turning back to normal.
Which means Toby and the others have been saved in the process. And indeed, Edward was right. Thanks to Brandon's combined magical powers with the railgun, Mira was no more. Not a trace was left behind in the aftermath. Sir Topham Hatt had more questions than answers after his time as a statue. When caught up, Sir Topham Hatt understood why. Mira was a trickster. Thank goodness you truly put her in her place. Not quite, sir. Look. It's Mira's face. It's just like the Medusa legend. Her death was from decapitation from the mighty god Pegasus. However, in this case, Mira's death was from defacing in a way. The engines chuckled as Mira's face was disintegrated by my magic. In the aftermath, Sir Topham Hatt did allow Ryan to venture beyond Harwick and catch up with the other engines when he could. Sir Topham Hatt was even surprised about Lady's transformation on Henry and Emily, but understood why it was. At least it wasn't permanent, otherwise I don't know how the Flying Kipper would be handled. Same with your trains, of course, Emily. At least you won't see me as an engine anytime soon. That was until... sir, you may want to look. Now, who on earth would create me as an E2? Oh, whatever. The Christmas months are almost here, and we must prepare for the celebrations ahead. And indeed, Sir Topham Hatt was right. The snow fell at that moment, and the engines resumed their duties, preparing for the Christmas that was to come. James had the honor of pulling the express, as Gordon had to be in the works that day for his brakes to be checked. When Gordon did return, he had to take some goods trains. He didn't mind one bit. He liked the quiet work for a change. Fortunately for Gordon, he would get the chance to pull the express by the start of December. Express coming through! Don't give your tender brakes a hard time now, Gordon, teased James. Ah, yes. Things are back to normal. Thank fucking Lord! And indeed, things would be back to normal for some time. But little did anyone know that there would be a darkness coming to Sodor, surrounding me, What would that entail? Well, that's a story for another day.